Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss another example for joins, and this time we are going to cover another scenario where we will fetch the data on the basis of condition, not condition. Okay, so before discussing this query, I will show you some table and their data, and then we'll understand the problem statement. And after that, as per the problem statement, we will write the query from scratch. Although we are going to use the same query which is written over here, but I will explain you what for which problem we are writing this query. Okay, so let's see the table first. So first table is employee table. So for that I will run one query, select star from Sharmit1 slash employees, where Sharmit1 is my library name and employees is my table name. So once I hit enter, you can see there is only two record for with a two column. First column is employee ID and second column is employee name, where we have ID as 101 Vishal Kumar, 102 Rohit Kumar. Okay, now similarly we will run another query for selecting the record from Sharmit1 slash departments. Okay, so in department table we have two record, which is department ID and department name, 101 and 102. Now there are two records for which I like, if you focus on the first table again, then what I want to do, I want to assign 101 ID with 101 department, or 102 ID with 102 department. Okay, but it might be possible that these data is matched wrongly. What I'm saying, I will show you the query for this join. Okay, so what this query will do, it will show all the record which is not matched with their respective department. Okay, so this is a join query. In this query, what we are doing, we are fetching, firstly we are selecting the record, so select, then employees dot employee ID. And why we are writing this employees, because here you can see we are not using any kind of alias name. But if you want, if you are using any alias name, what I mean by that, you can write here as E1. Okay, so instead of employees, you can directly use this short keyword, or you can say short alias name E1 dot employee ID. Okay, so I always recommend you to keep this alias name, because with this it would be easy for you to understand from which table we are getting these data. Although you can use table name, like you can see here, department we are using directly, but it would make your complex query complex, right? So better to go with short names like this. Here I make it as d1. So what I can do, I can write d1 dot departments, and similarly here d1 dot department id. Okay, and similarly we will make changes here as well, e1 dot and d1 dot. Okay, now just look at the columns which we are selecting. First column is e1 dot employee id, where we are fetching the employee ID from the employees table. Then we have employee name, and then we have department ID as employee department ID. Okay, so this employee means this department ID from the employee table will be shown as employee department ID. Then we have d1 dot department ID as department ID, department ID, dep department ID. Okay, and then at last we are fetching the d1 dot department name from which table, employees, where we are using the alias name as e1, inner join with departments table as d1 on. Now look at the condition. So far whatever the example we have covered, where we were using equal to, but this time I'm making the condition as e1 dot department id not equal with d1 dot department id. Okay, so if I hit enter, you will see that it is showing employee ID 101 Vishal Kumar, 102 Rohit Kumar, shift F8, and then we have employee department ID as 102. So here we have assigned the value as 102, but it should be 101, so there is a mismatch. Okay, similarly for this ID the employee department is assigned is 101, but it should be 102, so there is a mismatch. Okay, so this was our requirement. If I show you the table data again for employees table, employees, if I, so you can see employee ID, which employee name, and if I press shift F8 you can see department ID. Okay, so the overall purpose of using for using this query is to find out all the department. Like it should be 101 for employee ID 101, it should be the department 101, but right now it is 102. But to find out all the mismatch of the data, what we can do, we can write one join query as we are doing here. So I'm selecting the record from employee table as well as department table and performing the inner join. Although we are going to use the simple inner join, but this time we are not checking for employee ID equal with department ID. We are checking for employee department ID not equal with D1 department ID. And once you hit enter, it will show you all the data from both the tables by combining it, and it is showing like how there is a mismatch. So if you want to shift few lines, so you can write here +8. So you can see employee department ID is 102, but it should be 101. Here employee ID is 101, but it should be 102. Okay, so that's the one way through which we can use the joins with not condition, although it is totally dependent on your scenarios or situation, like how you are fetching the data. But the overall purpose of this example of showing this example is to show you that yes, we can hit the query on the basis of not as well. Okay, so yeah, so far we have covered a couple of scenarios for the join, but still I would say that this is not enough. You have to do more and more practice for the join, because join is very important topic as we are working for large projects and there are multiple tables. So in that case, if you are not aware about join, then it would be very difficult for you, because for multiple tables there are multiple scenarios where we want to fetch the data from multiple tables, and that thing we can do only with joins, because join fetches out all the data effectively. Okay, so I would suggest you just practice all the join example, and if you are not aware of syntax, I would recommend you to go and check all the basic session that we have discussed, where we have covered each and every join type with their simple syntax and example. And after you are done with the sessions, syntax session, then you can go through all the examples. Okay, so for now, like, this is the last example for joins. In the upcoming session we will pick another topic, but just do practice until you are pretty much sure that yes, you have now you have a good heads on these topics. Then you can switch and learn the another topics. So yeah, that's all for this session. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.